breathing, but for right now I'm going to show you some vocal tips and vocal exercises. When you warm up, don't push, never push, okay? What you want to do is you want to gently ease your way into the harder things. You want to always start warming up your low voice first. The first thing I do before I even warm up, I just sing on a right in the register where I speak. So it'll be something like this. And what it is, it's like you're making a great soup. You know, you gotta be ginger with it. You gotta caress your voice, you know? You can call these ghost trails or ghosties or whatever you want to call it. Basically what you're gonna be doing, working your vibrato and working your chest voice and your head voice and your mixed voice. This is a great exercise. You're gonna start on a lower note and you're gonna flip up into your head voice. You're gonna work your way up. The higher you go, you're gonna slide up. It helps to open up that range, open up, release, and relax everything. On an ooh, nothing hard. You're just singing on an ooh, getting that vibrato going. It helps you to transition smoothly between the different places in your voice. And that's really important in a song. The reason why this is important, most singers, they're always focused on hitting that note. No, I hope I can get to that note. And instead of listening to what their body wants to do, what their vocal cords are telling them to do, they go against the grain. Don't ever go against your vocal grain. Don't try to belt out a note merely for the fact of belting it out. You have to listen to what your voice is saying, because if your voice is saying, I can't do that, you got to go where it goes, and then you control it there. And what you do is you actually strengthen that. It becomes less and less of an obstacle when singing songs that are a little bit of a challenge. You don't have to worry about shouting out your voice. If your voice is tired, if your voice hurts at the end of you singing, you're doing something wrong. Chances are you're breathing wrong. It should never hurt. Sometimes you get tired if you're singing a lot, and that's normal. Your voice is gonna tire out. It should never, ever hurt, ever. That's one way to start that process of getting ready to warm up. And I do that for about 10-15 minutes. You don't want to warm up too much. You don't want to sing out your voice. I would say give yourself about 20 to 25 minutes of warming up, just going through vocal exercises, breathing. Make sure you breathe. Okay, really quick. When you're recording, vocalists who record in a studio, pretend this is a mic. Never have your mic up here. A lot of you have the mic up here, which I don't understand why you do that or why you would do that. But singing like this is, oh my gosh, holy hell no. You want to have the mic leveled. Now I want stickers. Like leveled with your mouth and your nose. All of this open, all right? There's this tunnel, and it's like, what happens is, and I'll tell you really quickly, when you're singing, when you speak, your voice goes like this. And when you sing it, it vibrates a lot more. It's still doing this, but it's kind of doing it like this. Oh, great. When your neck is in line with your spine, and your forehead, it's okay to move around, and it's okay to, but you don't want to start doing this. As soon as you start doing this, what happens is when you sing like that, instead of going like this, your vocal cords, they slam together and they start rubbing. All right? It's almost kind of like, they don't actually start doing rubbing like this, but because they're so close, when they vibrate, it's kind of banging against each other. What happens when that happens, if you rub your hands fast enough, it gets hot. It causes friction, which in turn will cause callus on your vocal cords, aka nodules, and you don't want that. When you're trying to push those notes out and automatically go here, what you're doing is you're stopping the air from getting to where it needs to be. Then you get really throaty. Okay? It's painful. It's painful for you. It's more painful for us to listen. Nobody wants to hear a throaty singer. Like I said, you want everything, it's a tunnel. You want everything to go through here. Okay? Yeah. I've had 4 different vocal teachers my entire life since I started singing when I was 15. And I was training classically, so I had 4 different teachers throughout my musical learning experience, which is always good to switch up teachers after a year or 2, because you're only going to learn as much as they can teach you. Once you learn that, you kind of need to be able to move forward. If you get with another teacher, they'll teach you other tricks, other things, and you can learn and grow from that. You never want to stay too comfortable with one teacher. Mark Goff, he's a wonderful teacher. I saw him once or twice a year when I first started recording. I would see him for 10 hours and we'd split it into 2 days. I'd sing for 5 hours one day and 5 hours the next day. Every singer should be able to sing for a long period of time without damaging or hurting themselves. You can ask any musical theater singer, any opera singer, you should be able to sing for a few hours with no problem and wake up the next day with no problem. It's not difficult, it's not impossible. It just takes time to understand how everything works and what is suitable for you. Please, please, please don't go against your vocal grain. I can't say it enough. You'll damage your voice. Listen to your voice. Don't try to sing like Christina Aguilera. Because sometimes Christina Aguilera can't sing like Christina Aguilera. You feel what I'm saying? And that's with any singer. I have off days as well, where I'm like, I'm not sounding like myself. But the difference is understanding when you have an off day, being okay with an off day, and being able to work around that. If you want to call yourself a professional, if that's something that you want to do and you want, this is your profession, or you want it to be your profession, you have to know that you're not always going to sound great every single day. You're not always going to sound the same. But knowing that you're breathing correctly and you're doing things the right way, you can do whatever you want and make it work for you. You can make things work for you. Off days are normal. Don't get frustrated with yourself. It's just something that happens. We all go through it. We've all seen singers where we're like, oh my God, they're not really sounding that great. But it is what it is. Especially for a lot of you that, look up to people like Christina Aguilera and Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston. Those are great singers and they're powerhouse vocalists. But they don't just wake up and sing like that. It takes an understanding. At the end of the day, even with that understanding, you can still do a lot of wear and tear to your voice if you abuse it. And I'll give you an example, like times when you see artists perform, it may not hit the note that they hit on the record. They've changed it, they've lowered it, or singing in a different key. A lot of times it's because they know at that moment, I shouldn't go there. I don't need to go there right now. I'm already tired. I don't need to be straining myself just to prove a point. They already know that everybody knows that they can sing. So they don't need to go that extra mile every single time. I've seen Christina Aguilera do it, Beyonce does it, and they do it gracefully and lovely, and it's beautiful just the same. So you have to understand that not all the time is it necessary. People don't need to hear your whole entire vocal range in one song. They don't, and nobody cares. It's about the delivery. You have to make sure you can deliver a song. And the first tip in delivering a song is to know how to breathe. Okay? Can't say it enough. Don't say I didn't warn you. I hope this helps. I probably won't be doing this much. It's a lot because there's so much information, but Google, look up things. There's so many vocal coaches out there, and if something's not working for you, it's okay if it doesn't work for you. Not every vocal coach will have the specific answer for you. You might watch this and be like, I didn't learn jack shit. Well, at least I opened that door for you to start thinking and getting your stuff working.
We'll be okay.
Another tip is it's always good to know when to stop. If your voice is tired, if something is hurting, don't keep singing. Stop. Give yourself a little vocal break. When you are on vocal rest, whispering is just as bad. Don't speak. Don't do anything. Grab a pen, grab a piece of paper, and write, or just keep your mouth shut. all seriousness, if your heart is set on being a vocalist, singer, songwriter, artist, musician, know your craft. Don't just go based on the skill or the gift that you've been given. If you don't put in the work to grow, you just weaken everything. You'll weaken everything. And I wish you all the luck, the best of luck, and I hope that somebody can take something from this. This was my first request. This is my first video request, was to make a vocal video. Not even me singing, was to make a vocal video. This was like the #1 thing that everybody's asked me to do, and I finally did it. First video of the year. Happy New Year. Make it a good one. If you have any questions or anything like that, just leave them all down below, and I'll try to answer as well as I possibly can. And happy hunting, happy singing, and if you haven't had a voice lesson ever, go out and get one. Trust me, it'll make a world of difference. All right, peace.